Hello, happy Wednesday. I hope wherever you are that you and your loved ones are safe and well, that you're having a good week and a good day. I I say this every week. I really am going to try to keep it short because I'm actually on my way out. Um, but I think I'm fighting a cold. It might be allergies. I think it's more allergies than anything else, but I've been really sniffly, really dried out the last few days. Um, I've sneezed more in the last 4 days than I have in the last 6 months. And I always sneeze in threes. I didn't mean to rhyme there. Um, it's very rare for me to have just one sneeze or go beyond three. But in the last few days, I mean, it was like, what the heck is happening? So yeah, so that's something. But I was also moving some books that I'm going to donate, and they were dusty, and so I don't think that helped last night. And then I ended up having a massive coughing fit. Did you ever get one of those moments where you feel like you swallowed a dust ball? That's what happened, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. So that was a lot of fun, trying to get into bed and like it was a little ridiculous. What else? My legs are driving me crazy. My left leg, it's my old first injury pain, like my first RSD CRPS situation. It's going up the back of my leg. It stops at my knee, and it feels like the nerves up, like from my foot, my ankle, up the entire back of my leg are just like, so that's fun. Sorry about that disgusting description, but that's how it feels. What else is happening? Oh, we went to see the marathon on Sunday. It goes pretty close to where we live, and so we went down there and we met a really cute dog and very nice owner, but the dog was amazing and really sweet. And we just watched the runners. It's so inspiring. I can't imagine doing something like that myself because I am the least athletic person ever in the history of ever, other than walking, which is not athletic, but I give them so much credit, and so we cheer them on, and it's nice to see people. You know, we were right by the smile cameras, the official cameras for the marathon on these cherry pickers. And so when the people would realize the cameras were there, you would actually see them like inflate and like put their arms up and wave. And it was so nice because they probably, I bet those cameras are around the route. I don't know. But it's hard. Any marathon is hard. But where we are, we're not that far into, we're only about, I guess 10 kilometers was where we were into a 26-mile race. And so they have a lot of other like burrows and terrain and everything to get through before they get to Central Park in the city. And where we are, it's like a pretty flat stretch. And so you just realize like, wow, you've got a lot ahead of you. But so it's nice to see people perk up and feel that, boost of, and also hearing people cheer. You can see it must help, because I would imagine if I was doing a marathon, that will never happen. It would be nice to have people like rooting me on and saying, you're doing great and hang in there. So yeah, I love going to the marathon. And this time we brought chairs and we felt very like ridiculous. We had coffee and chairs, and we were just sitting on the sidewalk, and it was just, my husband and I were laughing because we were like, we're officially like old marathon participant, like watchers, but it was fun. And so we like to do that every year, and when we can. And we went last year, and last year was freezing, and Sunday was not freezing. And so I also think maybe if this is a cold, which I'm still thinking it's allergies, the weather has been so nuts. Like today it's chilly, I'm wearing a sweater again, but 2 days ago it was 74 degrees, and then yesterday it was chilly, and so it's like hot, cold, hot, cold. Hi, global warming, how are you doing? So yeah, it's like you don't know how to dress, and I always wear an extra layer because I don't want to be cold. If I'm hot, I can take something off. If I'm cold and I don't have enough layers, that's a problem. So yeah, that's that's what's happening. I was thinking like it would be fun to tell you guys some wacky things about myself, but then the more I thought about it, the more I thought it was just like quirks and weirdness. that made me think like, don't go down that road. But why not? A few weird facts about me. I am incredibly superstitious in regards to like saying something negative or like, I don't like voicing things that I might be afraid of because it's like, you don't want to give a voice to that, and I think it drives some of the people in my life a little nuts because I'm like, don't say that, don't finish that sentence. But yeah, I am superstitious like that. Like, I don't like putting things out into the, whatever. I don't want to voice things that are potentially, too much to hope for, or you just don't want to go down that road again. So it's like, everyone's like, okay, calm down. But I'm like, don't say it. What else? What else about me? I cut up my pizza. I know. And I eat it with a knife and fork. I know. Why, might you ask? Do I do this completely un-New York, ridiculous thing? I'll tell you. When our gal was very little, we were in a local pizzeria with her little friend and the kid's mom. And I just by, my mother always told me cut her food up really small, especially pizza, because pizza's, get cheese and everything else. So I constantly was cutting up her pizza and she was eating it with, with her fingers. But her little friend picked up the whole slice, bit it, and got most of the cheese wedged in her throat. Now, you could see she was starting to turn colors. Her mom was freaking out. I literally grabbed her by the chin, stuck my hand down her throat, and ripped the cheese out. And then we all just sat there like, what in the holy heck just happened? And it was like, okay, so now we're going to just cut up all of our pizza. Because I also used to choke on popcorn when I was a kid myself. So choking with kids especially just makes me very nervous. And, you don't want to have to do something like that. I'm glad I was there. I'm glad I reacted fast. If it had been my own daughter, I would have done the same thing, but I know I would have been like, freaking out. But there was no time to freak out. So then I just got into the habit of cutting up my own pizza while I was cutting up my daughter's. And decades later, I'm still doing it. Plus, I don't like eating with my hands. I'm notoriously paranoid about, like, I hate watching people eat and like licking their fingers. Nope. And the irony of all this is that when I was really little, I was a chronic nail biter, which yuck. When I see that, I cannot. If I'm on the subway and somebody's like biting their nails, dude, oh my word. That's almost as bad as when you're on the subway and people are clipping their nails on the train or eating sunflower seeds and then just, trust me, if you don't live in New York, you don't know what these things are like. But if you do, you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, this is making me look really weird, but it is like burgers and sandwiches, obviously, but I will like notoriously, like meticulously, notoriously too, meticulously like wash my hands. I'm always the person that has like wet ones on me, handy wipes, hand sanitizer, because it just makes me nervous. And I think I started to get paranoid when I started working at the hospital. We don't wear our shoes in our apartment, but like we have them like a shoe rack outside. But like my nursing uniform, I never brought all that in with me and even though I was working in a healthy unit, things got on you. You know what I mean? Like I was working in mother baby and with mostly healthy patients, but still I was in the hospital. I was there 10 hours a day and things happened. And I did not want to bring that home to my husband and my daughter. And so, and I was like that when I worked in the offices, because I did a lot of office nursing before I got my hospital job, but especially when I got to the hospital. And so it just made me nervous. If my doctors want to give me like cream for my hands, I never put lidocaine on my hands, no matter how badly my hands hurt, because I was petrified I would touch something that like my daughter would eat or, innocently touch her face or whatever. And so my doctor knows that now. And so when the residents are like, oh, we can give you, he's like, no, you can't. It's kind of funny now. But I'm really making myself sound like a paranoid weirdo. And I am. I admit it. I own it. My family knows it. I mean, it's kind of funny at times, but you know, if anybody's like, oh, does anybody have, oh, Becky, do you have a wet one? You know, I've got 2 packages on me. Why do you even ask? Just ask, you know, just tell me. What else? How else can I make you think I'm a complete freak? For non-medical reasons. What else? I mean, those are the ones that stick out. You know, I'm a little paranoid. I'm superstitious. Yay! This is such a weird video. But yeah, so I'm about to go out for a walk and I'm donating some books to the library. And I initially thought I didn't have any more. And then I started to look at some of my older sewing books and I realized I haven't looked at those in a lot of years. And they've got patterns in them and things like that. And for the book sale, it might be something somebody would want. And so I would rather have it go to, you know, a fashion student or somebody that's interested in it than sit up here collecting dust on my bookshelves. And so, you know, I am donating some of those and that makes me happy. And oh, one last thing. I do not like, and I know I'm going to be in the small group of people that feels this way. I don't know. I do not like that 5 minutes after Halloween ends, that the entire world converts to the holidays, whatever holidays you're celebrating, especially people that celebrate Christmas. And we celebrate Christmas, but we just put our pumpkins away. And everyone's like, Mariah Carey, where are you? And I hate that. I hate that. I am a Thanksgiving girl. I love Thanksgiving. Makes me very happy. It's my favorite holiday. I like just coming together. I like eating something together. I like there not being a lot of gifts and everything else. The gift is the day. The gift is being together. And it doesn't have to be Thanksgiving, but like I value the fall. It's my favorite season. I've got some of the most important birthdays in my life in these months. I don't want to rush it. I want to savor it. And so I don't put Christmas music on November 1st. I do not decorate for Christmas until well after Thanksgiving. Sometimes right up on December, whatever. We're not the most organized people. But yeah, that kind of drives me nuts. And I went into Starbucks the other day and it was like November 3rd. And the whole thing was Christmas. And I was like, why? And they were like, we have no choice. It's company policy. But I was like, okay, I don't like it. It's too fast. Enjoy the fall. Put up some leaves and enjoy these brisk autumn weeks before Thanksgiving, and then after Thanksgiving, go nuts, because then we're like ice skating into December, so it's like whatever. But yeah, I am not a let's rush it, and I am in my own family. Like everybody loves Christmas. We do enjoy it, obviously, but I have siblings, and that are like, Christmas is on. Sometimes in the summer, but it's like Christmas is on. It's Christmas, getting ready, and we tease each other about it, but it's like, I know I sound like the Grinch, and, but I like to savor these months. I like to savor the fall. Anyway, this is the weirdest video I've ever made. I'm going to let you go, because if you've stuck in for 13, almost 14 minutes, bless you. I hope wherever you are that you have a low pain, no pain, low aggravation, no aggravation kind of a day, kind of a week, and kind of a weekend to come, because that is what we hope for. That is what we deserve. And that is what I wish for each and every one of you. Have a wonderful afternoon. Take care. Be well. I will see you on Friday via the blog. Next week for another video and blog. And that's all I got. 20 minutes later. All right. Bye.